My purpose of leadership is certainly not the stereotypical hunt for a bigger salary, faster car, bigger house, or an inflated self-esteem by being seen as someone who leads others. No. My purpose of leadership is to unite, inspire, and provoke action by being an emotional leader, by being a charismatic leader. I really value building the team up as opposed to tearing others down to build myself up. I really I hold in high regard the notion of a glue guy, as Sean has mentioned, or the fulcrum and the lever, to really view your actions as great, as very impactful, and make you feel more confident about your contributions. And I like to pass that on to my subordinates, and I have done so time and time again. That's why I really value and see great importance in being present and being authentic, because it allows you to deliver a concise, precise, and deliberate message that gets right at the heart of the matter. It speaks to the emotional state and the mental state of the colleague that you're interacting with, and allows you to convey a statement, an opinion, a suggestion that is not only attainable, but is palatable for them too. I mean, I get authenticity sometimes can touch on being brash or rude or blunt, but sometimes that's needed. I mean, from one example of the reading for this week, we had a manager ask a subordinate, now could be seen as a rather harsh approach, but asking them, now, are you going to essentially grow as an individual from this obstacle, or are you going to go back to your cubicle and have essentially a pity party? Certainly authentic, certainly very real there. But in the same breath, it got to the heart of the matter. And I would be willing to bet by that challenge, by challenging that person, provoking them, you could bring out that best self. And that's what I value as a leader, bringing out the best self of my subordinate body through a myriad of ways, but taking advantage of each and piecemealing each, because there's no correct answer in any specific situation. It's all about being present and being in tune and being knowledgeable of the varying ways of not necessarily skinning a cat, as we all know there's more than one way, but to bring a resolution, to bring about a meeting of the minds, and to provoke mutually agreed upon action. And support of that action, I mean, we have to have buy-in. And that's where I really feel presence and authenticity, and once again charisma, are valuable to a leader, because they provoke buy-in. They establish credibility, trustworthiness, and also it builds on our emotional intelligence, being present, because it requires us to constantly radar our external environment, but also inventory our internal emotional states, and kind of ask, why do I feel this way? And that allows you to understand where the emotion comes from, but also replicate positive responses, as opposed to mere knee-jerk reactions, which are very valuable as a leader, because we just can't go flying off the handle all the time. We have to respond. So that's where I think presence bodes well, because it builds on our emotional intelligence and allows us to have a snowball effect of our emotional maturity, so to speak. But back to, like I said, the issue at hand, the purpose of my leadership is to put all of the learnings of this class into a basket, into a toolkit, essentially, and unite a diverse body of subordinates, empower them to become their best self, and then give the opportunities to build on that best self and to actually give them the confidence that they have in themselves. And then later on, reinforce and monitor something akin to the rabbit in the stick, or the carrot in the stick, I'm sorry, which is necessary, and kind of once again reiterates the point that leadership is not a one-size-fits-all science. Sometimes there are transactional leadership perspectives that are warranted, but then again, there are situations that don't warrant it. So I value emotional intelligence, and I value being present, authentic, and charismatic to unite the team and to provoke mutually agreed upon action.